everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. Today, there's a few things that we're going to touch on. One of the things that I saw recently that was interesting to me and to Bruce too was about the Warren Legacy Foundation. And this is a foundation that Lorraine Warren set up in 2014. And it was right after the Conjuring House came out, and their other foundation got really, really busy. The one that manages, their museum and all that stuff. It got really, really busy with phone calls and emails and stuff of people requesting help with paranormal problems. And because that one was getting inundated, she decided to set up this other foundation. And this one would have a lot of the same. You know how TAPS had their TAPS family, and they would have groups that would be affiliated with them? This would be the same. They would have all these different groups. So if you were, say, in Canada, say Ontario, there would be an Ontario group close by that they could call. If you were in, thanks, Pickles. If you were in California, there would be a California group, like wherever close to your city, close by, that you could call. There'd just be somebody local. Makes a lot of sense. And it would be groups that are approved by them. So that was the intention.
Yeah.
She set it up with her grandson. His name was Chris. Sorry, I didn't catch his last name. It's not Warren, but I didn't catch it. And I don't care. But anyway, so this was going along for a while. And after her death, that's when everything seemed to change. Like, it stopped being as, I guess, well known or well respected. Something changed. And nobody really knew what until recently, when this one gentleman who, I didn't catch his name because I was too busy listening to the article. He was involved in the group and he quit. And he had a lot to say after he quit. He then went out onto, I guess, YouTube and was telling stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, the same with any foundation, money is always involved. And I knew that as soon as I knew that the foundation was in trouble, I knew it would be about money. And it was.
Yeah.
That was one of the big things. He talked about the lack of organization. The vetting process didn't seem very good.
Good.
Non-existent, I guess you'd almost want to say.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of stuff there. And one of the things, what was it? It was like a GoFundMe or something that was set up. Was it GoFundMe? Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
The PayPal name that, to cash out with the PayPal account was this grandson Chris's personal account. And it didn't all get spent on the foundation. Big surprise there. He spent it on stuff for him. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Found money. Look at this. I got all this money. Yeah. So none of that really, truly surprised me. Honestly, it didn't.
No.
It's always that way. But what did surprise me was the lack of professionalism that happened within the group. Pretty sad considering, we've had conversations about Ed and Lorraine and were they grifters or not? Did they truly believe what they were doing?
I think in the beginning they did.
I do. I believe that too.
But, money corrupts.
It does.
And,
it does. And I think with the Conjuring House movies and everything, that was big money coming in. So there's a lot of incentive to embellish.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some of these cases they've been involved in were embellished, even for the sake of writing books and stuff. There's a fair bit of books and things out about
Amityville.
Oh, Amityville. Well, let's not talk about Amityville. I mean, Amityville itself was a story based on...
No, I said Annabelle.
Oh, Annabelle. thought you said Amityville. Annabelle. Annabelle. Oh my God. And that's been proven not to have been real either.
Yes.
But
And,
she wasn't this beautiful doll with the makeup and the braids and everything like they showed in The Conjuring. Yeah. No, she was a Raggedy Ann. She was a Raggedy Ann doll. Yeah. But again, how much of that is, there's actually been I saw something yesterday and I forget who it was, where they comment, maybe it was that video still, I can't remember, where they talked about, the story about somebody getting into an accident. Was it a motorcycle accident or something? There's no evidence. There's no newspaper articles or anything about that.
Nothing.
So there we go. We've got embellishment.
No accident reports. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. So again, it's all this embellishment for the sake of keeping their name in the news, keeping attention, money, whatever. Yeah. So,
and I think at the beginning, when they were doing all the college stuff, they were believers then.
Yes, I believe that too. I think that too, because they weren't being paid to do those talks and things. They were truly believing what they were doing. Yeah. And they wanted to help people. And I think that's where it all started. But then it took off. And then they were being interviewed and all that stuff. And like you said, becomes about money, and money corrupts. So that's pretty sad. Other things in the news I was watching today. There's this thing going on today, or not today, but in the last couple of weeks, between Nick and Tessa Groff and Amy Bruni.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently,
I've never seen anything about it.
No, apparently there was some words exchanged. I don't know if it's on Instagram or Twitter. What is going on there?
It's Pickles. Pickles is going on here.
He's making noise. Anyway, I guess there was some comment, something a while back about Amy responding to somebody about Destination Fear and Paranormal Lockdown. And she said that, she works for the same company, and there's more to it than meets the eye, more to it than what people are aware of. But she's not at liberty to discuss it. So there, she's got people now going on, what happened? What happened? What happened between these shows? And Nick Groff, I think, pipes up with, hey, if you've got some evidence there, we want to hear it. What do you know? What do you know what happened? And she basically fires back with well, it's not my place to say it. It's up to you, dude. It was your show. Oh, so is there something? And then Tessa gets involved with, well, you didn't see the behind the scenes stuff that was going on and the things that were said. So maybe you should stay out of this.
But she didn't either, though,
Well, Tessa's been involved with Nick for a while. So she probably has seen the behind the scenes stuff. But she absolutely is right. If you've got something to say, say it. Just say it. Come out and say it.
Don't play.
Don't play games, getting people going, ooh, what do you know? What do you know? And more for attention. So.
And I think that's what it is, because both of those guys don't have a show going on. So.
But this is Amy. She does have a show going on. Unless she's been canceled.
That was canceled last year.
Kindred Spirits? No.
Yeah.
No.
There's no new show.
Let me look. Now I'm curious now. Because I don't think it's been canceled.
Well, I haven't seen anything new from them.
Yeah, but we don't watch them as much as we used to, so hang on, I'm looking.
No problem. Key elevator music.
What?
I said key elevator music.
Uh-huh.
Dun, dun, dun,
Go ahead, sing, sing! Yeah, there's no end date here.
Anyway,
Oh, so still only 7 seasons,
yeah,
which ended in 2023. Ooh.
yeah. So she hasn't had anything going for a couple of years.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know if they've been canceled or if they just haven't got anything new up yet. I don't think they've been officially canceled. I think they just haven't been. I just don't think they've been renewed, which is it's almost the same. But
Which is
anyway,
being you're canceled.
cancel would have a cancel date though. There's no cancel date on this thing. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah. So they're sniping back and forth at each other, which is interesting. Then the other thing that I saw is the Conjuring House seems to have been revitalized with some shit from Jacqueline Nunes, who she's been quiet for months, but just the other day she sent out some Facebook posting calling Jason Hawes a terrorist and a couple other unhinged things. I don't really know. But Jason Hawes actually he's very classy when he responds to some of that stuff. He's just didn't really take the bait. Just kind of said,
no,
thanks for letting me live rent free in your head. you
yeah,
know, but she was trying to say that, CBS pays him to be a terrorist and, now he's been hiding out or whatever in the house next door to hers so he can keep an eye on her. And she was saying
yes,
something about a failed detonation or a failed bullet or something on her living room window the other day. Somebody tried to blow up her house. Really? I wonder if a bird hit her house or something and she just in her crazed state
yeah,
figured it was something else. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. And then I saw Simply Strange going on, Ben talking about how the house has been, empty now since just November or December when that order came down that her license wasn't
right,
renewed. And he's got
right,
all this conjecture. Oh, the house has got to be in terrible condition now because nobody's been there. No heat, no electricity, no nothing. Well, that's not necessarily true. Just because your license is revoked doesn't mean your power and your utilities get shut off.
yeah, yeah,
If house is empty, I mean, even when it's on the market to be sold, if it's wintertime, you got heat going on. It might not be really balmy, comfortable, warm, but there's enough heat to keep the pipes from,
yeah,
blowing, which is
freezing,
what he
yeah,
was saying. Oh,
yeah,
the pipes have probably blown. It's like flooding in the house, the walls, everything will be bad. Like, dude, no. I mean, honestly, he lives in the UK now. How many places in the UK have we seen videos of that still have power and, electricity and stuff, even though the place is abandoned? Same thing in the US. Unless they turn it off, they're not going to. And I don't imagine,
yeah,
she might be crazy, but she's also a lawyer and she understands money. She's not going to shut off all that stuff in the dead of winter. So yeah, that was interesting too. So I don't know if she's, I wonder if she's a bit, um,
screwy,
well, we know she's
still,
a bit screwy, but, she's manic depressive or something where she's now cycling back up into a manic phase. Maybe she was in a depressive phase
yeah,
for the last few months and that's why she was quiet. Maybe she's
yeah,
cycling up again. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So we've got a couple of hot things to watch. Got to keep paying attention to this Groff and Bruni thing that's going on. So I'm going to have to look up some more of that. Keep you posted on that. And the latest with the Conjuring House, all she has to do is do the things that were required, which is fixing the fire and the fire code and something to do with the water that needed to be fixed. So she needs to put in some sprinklers.
No,
There was two things.
sprinklers.
The sprinklers are the main
That's
thing. So
the foundation is rotting
that was the
on
other
the
one.
floor.
That was the other one. So the sprinklers for the fire safety code and some spots of the foundation that had to be repaired. So all she has to do is do that, and then she can get her license back and open for business. I mean, is she having anybody come in to do any of that? We don't know, because the place has been closed down for 6 months now almost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She might be. She, like I said, she's a businesswoman. She wants that place open to make money. Although she might be finding it's easier just not to leave it closed, sell it. But it's not for sale yet. So I don't know. But that is what is going on in the world of the paranormal today or this week. So some little bits of drama there. Yeah. There hasn't been a lot really of drama in the last little while, which is why we've been a little bit more quiet. We've had a lot to do. Like I've got this new job that's keeping me really busy. And so it's been tough trying to find time to create these episodes. And then there's been a very few good things to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, all that are good to talk about. Huh?
You don't want to keep being on that negative bandwagon too.
No, I like talking about the good stuff too. I mean, we could talk about, I don't know. There's things that we could talk about, I suppose. I have posted a couple of ghost stories lately, which are just kind of fun to do. I might do some more of that because people seem to be enjoying those. I was thinking about something like making those old radio shows from like the 30s and 40s where you get the story and the sound effects, and thinking something like that could be fun to do. I don't know. We'll see. But I do know I like having those occasional ghost stories out there. We have enough of them. If we get enough of them, then I can put them into their own folder, and people just want to listen to ghost stories. You can just go to a ghost story and listen to something kind of spooky and creepy. Yeah, so but that's been kind of fun to do. So I think I want to do some more of those. Yeah. So anyways, folks, that's our show for today. Hopefully you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are in this great wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.